If you can, please download or print out the PDF file on the description below so you can work with me. We know that 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters and 1 meter is 100 centimeters and 1 centimeter is 10 millimeters. Now, if you can remember these conversions, that makes it a lot easier for yourself. Otherwise, what we can do, we can use this flow chart. So first of all, we know the largest one is kilometers and followed by meters and then followed by centimeters, and after that is millimeters. So from kilometers to meters, we times by 1,000. Please keep that in mind for me. And then from meters to centimeters, we times by 100, 1 0 less. So we times by 100. And from centimeters to millimeters, we times by 10. 1 0 less each time. Just remember that. Now, for millimeters, going back to centimeters, instead of times by 10, we divide it by 10. And from centimeters to meters, so instead of times by 100, because we gone backward, we divide by 100. Similarly, from meters to kilometers, we divide by 1,000 instead of times by 1,000. Alright, let's do a few examples. So first one, so I want to convert from kilometers to meters. So if I don't remember 1 kilometer is 1,000, doesn't matter. So what you do, you just write kilometers first, and then followed by meters, and then followed by centimeters, and followed by millimeters. So I know that from here to here, we just quickly write the chart out, Time 1,000, and you time by 1 0 less, so it's 100. And then you time by another 0 less, so which is 10. So we're going backward, we just divide 10, divide by 100, divide by 1,000. Correct? So now, we know that from kilometers to meters, from here to here, kilometers to meters. So therefore, we time by 1,000. So if we times by 1,000, so 2 times 1,000, so just go 2 times 1 is 2. And then just add that 3 0. That's all. So 2,000 meters. Next one, 250 centimeters to meters. So we know that from centimeters to meters. So we follow the chart here. See, from here, from centimeters to meters. So we divide by 100 instead of time. So we're going backward. So we divide by 100. So what we do, if you divide by 100, so this cancel with this. And then 25 divided by 10, so no decimal point, it means right back here. So you divide by 10, it gets less. So you move 1 to this side, that cancel. So the answer is 2.5. Next one. So 2,700 meters convert to kilometers. Now this time again from meters to kilometers. So that means from here to here. Correct? From meters to kilometers. So we divide by 1,000. So I can write divide by 1,000. Or you can just write over 1,000. Doesn't matter. So you cancel this 0 with this with that. So 27 divided by 10. So it's 2.7. Otherwise, there's no decimal point right on 27. That means it's right at the back here. So you move 1, you cancel this. So 2.7. This one here, 0.023 meters to millimeters. So what we do, we know that from meters, from here to here, you time by 100. Correct? But then it's only give you to centimeters. So then you go one more step to millimeters. So you times by another 10. So in other words, you times this by 1,000. That's what it is. So you times by 1,000. So that means 0 at here. You times by 1,000, of course, it get larger. You go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So the answer is 23. Next one. So from centimeters to kilometers. So again, I already cleared this one. So I write in here. So we do kilometers, meters, centimeters, and millimeters, right? So from here to here, you times by 1,000. So 1 0 less, remember? Times 10, times 100. So this times by 10. And from here, you divide 10 divided by 100, divided by 1,000. That's what that meant. Okay? So we know that from centimeters to kilometers, we start from centimeters, you go backward to meters first, and then to kilometers. So went to from centimeters to meters, you divide by 100. And then from meters to kilometers, you divide by 1,000. You just follow the chart. That's all. So now, because we divided by 100, then divide by 1,000, you can divide by this 100, you cancel this out. And divide by 1,000, you go 1, 2, 1, 2. So 15 divided by 10. So it is 1.5. There you go. Next one. 0.0342 meters convert to millimeters. So what I do, I look at the chart again. From meters all the way to millimeters. So from meters to centimeters, you times by 100. And then you times this by another 10 to get all the way to millimeters. So you times by 100 and then you times this by 10 again. So to do this, now because you times by 100 and times 10, of course the number get larger, right? So decimal point here, you move 1, 2. You cancel this out. And then you move another 1. Cancel out. So that means the decimal point right between 4 and 2. So the answer is 0034.2. It is same as 34.2. Next one. So we have 0.235 meters to centimeters. So from meters to centimeters, we times by 100. So we just times 100. So the number is increasing. So you times by 100. So you move 1. You cancel this. You move another 1. You cancel this. So it's 23.5. 23.5 centimeters. Next one. So from millimeters to kilometers. So you go from here to here. You divide by 10. Then you divide by 100. So which is 1,000. And another 1,000. So which is divided by million. Otherwise, just go divide by 10, divide by 100, divide by 1,000. So it's exactly the same as divided by a million. 1, 2, 3. Or you can just do divide by 10 first. If you're not confident with this, you divide by 10, then divide by 100, and then divide by 1,000. Just follow the process, that's all. So 340,000 divided by 10, this cancel out. Now you divide by 100, you cancel this 0 with this. Then divide by 1,000, this 0 cancel with this. 34 divided by 100. So that means the decimal right at the back here. You move 1, you cancel 1. You move 1, you cancel 1. So 0.34. So the answer is 0.34. Please stop the video and try this one yourself. First one, 13 meters to centimeters. So if you know 1 meter is 100 centimeters, it will be easier, of course. Otherwise, not to worry. So just write down the chart first. So kilometers and then meters followed by centimeters. Of course, have to be in that order. Otherwise, you're wrong, okay? So you times by 1,000 and each time you go, 1 0 less. So 100 and then times 10 and the rest are just dividing. Okay, going backward it divide and that's all. Now we're gonna use this chart. Okay, so from meters to centimeters, so 13 we times by 100, so we times this by 100. So 13 times 100, so just go 13 times 1 is 13 and that 20 just write it out. That's all. Next one, 2.5 meters to centimeters. Again, we times by 100. So from meters to centimeters, like this, we times by 100. So times 100. So you times by 100, of course, the number is larger, right, than 2.5. So you move this on that side, you cancel. Becomes 25 times 10. So 25 times 1 is 25. And then you add a 0. Next one. 2.47 centimeters to millimeters. So from centimeters to millimeters. So from here to here, you times by 10 centimeters to millimeters. Just times by 10. So when you times 10, the number is bigger, of course. So decimal point here, you move 1 unit to the right. So that cancel out. So that means 24.7. There you go. Next one. 2,600 meters to kilometers. So from meters, go to kilometers. So from here, look, there you go. Go to kilometers. So you divide it by 1,000. So I just write this first. We divide by 1,000. So like this. So that cancel out. This with this. And this cancel with that. So 26 divided by 10. That means the decimal point right at the end of number 6 here. Okay, you move 1 to the left. You cancel this 0 out. So it's 2.6. Next one. So 0.000235 kilometers to centimeters. So I just rewrite the chart out here for you first. Okay. Kilometers, meters, centimeters, and millimeters. So you times by 1,000. You times by 100. And you times this by 10. You go backward, you divide. You go backward, you divide. Come backward, you divide. Okay? So from kilometers, I do that to meters first. So we times by 1,000. Cool? Kilometer to meters, you times 1,000. And then from meters to centimeters, you times by 100. So you go times by 100. Now, when you times 100, of course, this number getting larger. So we move 1, 2, 1, 2. And then we move 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that means 23.5 times 1 is 23.5. So that's it. That's the answer. Next one. 450,000 centimeters. Come back to kilometers. So in this case, we go from centimeters. You come backward. You divide by 100. Then you from that to meters. Then you from meters to kilometers. You divide by 1,000. There you go. So now all you to do is just cancel the 0. So this 0, you cancel with these 2. Then 4,500 divided by 1,000. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So now 45 divided by 10. So it's 4.5. Second last one. So 2,400 millimeters to meters. So now from millimeters to meters, you divide by 10 to go to centimeters. And then from centimeters, you go back to meters, you divide by 100. Just follow the chart, okay? But if you know 1 meter is 1,000 millimeters, you can just do divide by 1,000 straight away. And you don't need to chart. So this 0, you cancel with this. And then this 0, you cancel with this. So now 24 divided by 10 is 2.4. Last one. 0.0068 kilometers to centimeters. So from kilometers, we're going to meters first. That means you times by 1,000. Okay? And then from meters to centimeters, you times by 100. There you go. So we move 1, 2, cancel this 2. And then you move 1, 2, cancel this 2. So 68 times 10. So 68, just add a 0. That's it. Thank you so much for watching my videos.